So today we're looking at audit I recently did for Vape. They're a vape brand located out of California. So I just did a phase 1 audit of their site, and here's the findings. So we get the web design of the site. They were missing their HTML sitemap in the footer along with the correct year. If you scroll down here, you can see there's no year here and no sitemap. Going down here as well, free lead magnets and email opt-ins are missing for the post pages. We want to have those built in there just in case anyone goes across these on Google, reads the post and finds value. Having the free lead magnet built into the post, we can collect an email and give someone value which perceives our brand as higher. On top of that, you can create email sequences for someone first landing on the site, which eventually leads them to selling a product or a course or whatever. So on this case, obviously it's gonna be a product. But yeah, there's no free lead magnet here. Something that needs to be done. The next thing I noticed is the CTA is not able to fold for the product pages. If you go over here to shop, and we'll just go to this page right here, check it out. Right, you can see there's no call to action above the fold. It's slightly below it, so I'd recommend slightly redesigning the site so you can have this add to cart above it. The next thing that they have is there's multiple H1s and pages with no H2 tags, but more on that later. I have tabs on under here to explain everything. Now for technical SEO, I noticed there's no video sitemap or image sitemap. Cross-reference those in Google Search Console and on top of their robots.txt file. You can just tell right here, robots.txt, right? They have their initial sitemap.xml, which is good, but they're missing the other sitemaps, so we want to get those added in there. That's why we have Z's right there. Analytics was set up good, properly. Big Webmaster, I believe, was not set up, so those are Z's there. Under Google Search Console now, there's no sitemap submitted for the site, which is huge. We need to get that submitted as soon as possible so these new pages can be indexed right away. And on top of that, Google knows what pages are on our site. That's why I also have this as a Z for sitemap error, because you can't tell if there's any sitemap errors since there's no sitemap submitted. Next, with the schema markup, there was no article markup. The organization markup was on every page. I'm not going to show it, but yeah, it's needs to be only on the home page. About and contact pages were missing markup as long as with their FAQ page, and there's no breadcrumb markup. The good thing they had on this site was product review markup, which is going to help improve the click-through rate. Plugin wise, right, I'm going to check all those when they're logged in to the site. We did have some index errors. I noticed that the terms of service privacy policy pages were indexed, which is not a huge deal, but it just helps with the crawling of the site if they aren't. Author pages indexed as well, which we don't want that. Same with the tag pages and account page. There was definitely some outdated pages on the site that was showing up, but they weren't showing up also in the screen frog crawl, so I want to take a look at those on a one-by-one basis. And there's media attachments showing up as well, so we need to work on that. Now for over optimization, there wasn't really any on the site, along with affiliate, because they don't do affiliate marketing. They're affiliate providers, so people do affiliates for them, so you don't have to worry about that. Social media wise, they have everything that's needed except for Pinterest. Going down here as well, not having Pinterest, they're not gonna have rich pins set up. And I checked on Twitter card, they don't have an image set up for the Twitter card snippets, so that needs to be fixed. Taking a look at their site speed right now, it's clocking at 7 seconds, which has that report right there. The big issues, right? They didn't have server scaled images or image compression or browser caching, so that's why it's loading in 7 seconds. These are all the pages I found that had multiple H1 tags, which you want to get those fixed because there's one H1 tag per page. Let's Google and other search engines know what the most important keyword is and what the page is about. So having multiple H1 tags confuses the crawlers, so that needs to be fixed as soon as possible. These pages all do not have H2 tags in them, so we want to have at least a few H2 tags to build out the page and make it look more complete. There's no uncategorized pages, which is good. I did notice there's a lot of redirect chains So I have to go through these one by one to make sure they're all good. But these need to be fixed. They take up crawl budget and they make pages load a lot longer. And yeah, it's not good. Orphan pages wise, there's a lot of those, but a lot of these have to deal with like conversion tracking and adding things to the cart and stuff like that. So it wasn't a big deal. I'm gonna go through all these individually when we work with these guys as a client in the future. There's over 100 pages, so it takes a lot of time. There's no 404 errors showing up in Screaming Frog, which is good. Same with no outbound links to spam sites on Ahrefs. Or broken outbound links, so that's pretty good there for user experience. I did notice there's a few broken inbound links, so we definitely want to get that fixed. We'll take a look at these and see what we can do with that. They're 301 or rebuilding pages depending on the link and its metrics. There was no brand mentions that weren't linked to the site. Low quality links. I noticed that there's a lot of Indian links to the site, which wouldn't make any sense. So we definitely want to go through these and start disavowing the pages that aren't there. I just had to export all the different links to the site just so in the future I can go through here and add all the bad sites to a notepad, disavow them. But it looks like there's some good links, obviously. Vapes.club is probably really good. Cannablast. I mean, there's probably quite a few in here. I just have to go through them. But yeah, I just have to double check. Oil CPD benefits, that's probably really good as well. I just have to go through these one by one and check them, especially with the foreign domains. See what the anchor text is, see what the site is about, and see if they actually are relevant to the brand or not, because I doubt all these Indian sites are. Now with weird URLs, this is the only page I really found with that, and the Screaming Frog crawl. Obviously, this is like really, really long URL. Not really good for the user experience, so that needs to be fixed and shortened and help that out. The trash pages, so there's some showing up in the Google search results, but not really in the Screaming Frog scan. So I'm gonna have to check these when I'm logged into the site and take a look at that and see what the cross-reference it with what's showing up in Google, just to double check everything like that. But look good from the Screaming Frog side of things. Now, huge issue right here is all these pages had the same H1 tags. I'll show you in Screaming Frog in a second, but having all the products have the same H1 tag is not good. If you look under here and we go to the H1 tag, right, you can see all the product pages are Vape products. That's not good. Some of them have H2 tags, or a second H1 tag, which is going to complicate things, and some of them don't have an additional H1 tags. So these need to be fixed, whether it's a web design issue or whether it's something that was done on purpose to have Vape products as H1 tag. We need to go through each of those individually and change it to the product name based on keyword research and everything like that. But anyways, that's it for this audit. A lot of technical stuff that needs to be done. Some parts of the site look really good. Some of the other parts of the site need a lot of work. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Let me do down in the description what you want to see me cover in the future. Also, make sure to join my Discord and Facebook group. So until next time.